arrived. If everyone could find their seat. Our graduates are waiting. We're just about to begin.
Somebody calling, is that for you?
Spam.
Oh, okay.
I hate spam. I keep getting spam calls.
I'm going to use your Sanskrit.
Thank you, thank you. Please be seated. Before we begin our ceremony today, I would like to take time to thank Santa Clara Unified's IT and Facilities Department and administrative support staff from New Valley, Wilson, and the district office for your efforts in preparing for today's graduation. It is truly appreciated, truly a team effort, so thank you. New Valley and the Santa Clara Unified School District are committed to unity, tolerance, inclusivity, and the rights of all for freedom of speech and expression. With that being said, thanks to all for keeping us safe and respectful environment of this truly special time honoring our graduating Knights, class of 2026.
Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación del 2026 de New Valley High School. Por favor, tomen sus asientos para dar inicio a la ceremonia. New Valley y el Distrito Escolar Unificado de Santa Clara están comprometidos con la unidad, la tolerancia, la inclusión y los derechos de todos a la libertad de expresión. De antemano, les agradecemos por mantener un ambiente seguro y respetuoso en esta ceremonia tan especial en honor a nuestros Knights que se gradúan el día de hoy, clase del 2026.
Welcome to this graduating class of 2026. My name is Mary Ann Engel, and I'm the interim principal here at New Valley. And I'd like to introduce our vice principal, Miss Estrella Tovar.
Gracias. Denle una grata bienvenida a la clase del 2026. Ella es la señora Mary Ann Engel, nuestra directora, y yo soy su servidora Estrella Tovar, la subdirectora.
First of all, before we begin, I want to say a special thank you to the moms and dads, grandma and grandpas, aunts and uncles, and all the little people we have here to celebrate these wonderful graduates. This is a huge milestone, and I know for you as parents, your heart is beating very loudly. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your children with us.
Estamos muy orgullosos de la clase del 2026. Entre todos, este año han hecho buenos amigos, completado los requisitos para graduarse de la preparatoria y se han preparado para la siguiente fase de su vida en la universidad, los oficios especializados, el ejército o la vida laboral. Cada uno de nuestros graduados tiene el orgullo de graduarse de una preparatoria alternativa modelo. Todos ustedes serán siempre parte de la familia Knight.
I would now like to introduce some of our special guests that have given their time and support to New Valley. Audience, if you would please hold your applause until their names have been announced. Starting with our Board of Trustees, we have Trustee Bonnie Lieberman, who unfortunately is not able to be here today. She sent a lovely note offering her disappointment. Vice President Jim Canova, Trustee Andy Ratterman, Trustee Vicki Fairchild, Trustee Jody Muirhead, Trustee Michelle Ryan, Trustee Kathy Watanabe. I'd also like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Damon Wright. I'd also like to introduce our executive leadership for the district, Alyssa Meltzer, Dr. Jose Gonzalez, Mark Schill, Jennifer DeRico. And also, very near and dear to our hearts, our CYO, who are with us every week, Roberta Garcia and Sal Alvarez. Dr. Portillo.
Good afternoon. We'd also like to acknowledge our many scholarship donors. Representing the Beverly Molina Award, Carrie Rogers. Representing Santa Clara Schools Foundation, Margaret Demarest. Representing Mission City Community Fund, Anna Vargas. Representing the Educational Scholarship Committee, Rochelle Kelly, Kathy Martirano. Representing the Santa Clara Kiwanis Turnaround Chuck Morton Memorial Scholarship, Paul Jacquard and Fred Clegg. Representing the Knight of Honor, Patrick Adair. Representing the Creighton Lane and CTE Pathway Scholarship, Giovanni Bowie. Representing the UTSC Scholarship, Zung Bowie. And representing the Santa Clara Rotary Scholarship Foundation, Andrew Ratterman. Thank you.
We are especially grateful to all of these individuals for their support. Our staff is dedicated to developing each student's confidence, well-being, and the skills they need to pursue their dreams. Teachers, would you please stand and turn to our audience wherever you are and give a wave. So teachers, please stand. I know teachers hate to do this. They are wonderful, and we are so lucky to have them. They inspire us and our students every day.
Nuestro personal se dedica a fomentar la confianza y el bienestar de cada estudiante, así como las habilidades que necesitan para perseguir sus sueños. Gracias.
May I have Caden Gonzalez please come up? Caden.
Please stand. Please stand to face the flag. Do I turn that way too? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Caden. Okay, Dr. Portillo.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Roberto Portillo, counselor at New Valley High School. One of our beloved traditions is for each graduate to present the gift of a rose to a very special person who has loved and supported them towards this special day. Buenas tardes, soy el Dr. Roberto Portillo, consejero académico de New Valley High School. Una de nuestras queridas tradiciones consiste en que cada graduado entregue el regalo de una rosa a una persona muy especial que los ha apoyado en su camino hasta este día tan especial. Graduates, may you now present your rose.
somebody? Thank you so much. And now, please welcome Ms. Estrella Tovar, who will give the commencement speech. Ms. Tovar.
I thought you guys weren't going to invite me after the last time. Si ya saben cómo me pongo, ¿para qué me invitan, verdad? Me disculpan, voy a leer algunas palabras para los graduados. Solamente es en inglés, pero aunque no entiendan, van a entender. Gracias. My name is Estrella Tovar, and this is my 5th year and final year serving as vice principal at New Valley High School. Before this, I spent 7 years here as a teacher. Over the past 12 years, I've had the privilege of growing alongside this school and serving a community that reflects so much of my own story. To the families, friends, and staff, thank you. Your support, sacrifice, and love made this moment possible. This celebration belongs to you as well. Graduates, take this moment. This is your achievement. Growing up, I attended 10 different schools from kindergarten through 12th grade. I understand what it means to navigate change and uncertainty, just like many of you. And like you, I had to learn how to keep going, even when the path wasn't easy. But the foundation of who I am comes from my father. A farm worker with only a 6th grade level education, he began working at a young age to support his family. At 5 years old, he sold newspapers and used them to teach himself how to read. By 12, he left school. By 14, he was working in the fields of California and Arizona. That same man raised a daughter who earned 3 college degrees, and I haven't forgotten that. I owe you one more. From him, I learned this: success is a mindset, it is a choice, and it does not depend on where you begin. Class of 2026, your journey hasn't been easy, but you are here. You've shown resilience, growth, and determination, and that is what makes this moment so meaningful. Each of you has unlimited potential, but potential alone is not enough. You must invest in yourself, take risks, and have the courage to claim your success. The road to excellence requires hard work, resilience, and determination. And I want you to understand something else. Meaningful work is rarely finished in one single moment. Recently, I read about the idea of cathedral builders, people who dedicate themselves to building something greater than themselves, knowing they may never fully see the finished result. That idea stayed with me because it reminded me of the work we've done here together at NVHS. When I became vice principal at New Valley, our school was at risk of losing its accreditation. But even before stepping into this role, the work had already begun. In the fall of 2019, a colleague and I met with our superintendent to share a vision for what New Valley could become. Then, on my 40th birthday, you remember, Portillo? January 14, 2020, she sent a group of us to visit a model continuation school. On the train ride home, I was asked a simple but powerful question: can New Valley become a model continuation school? Without hesitation, I said yes. And before the train ride was over, I had already listed and shared the first 3 things that needed to happen. Today, New Valley is a model continuation school. And not only that, a new school is going to be built for our students and community, something many of us have fought for over the past several years. I share this with you because I want you to understand the power of vision, persistence, and belief. Real change happens when people are willing to build, even when the process is difficult, slow, or uncertain. It happens when people choose to lay stones that they may never personally stand on. Long after I leave NVHS, other leaders will continue this work. Any administrator who comes after me will inevitably stand on the stones laid during my time at New Valley. That is the legacy of cathedral builders. Graduates, you have the ability to become cathedral builders in your own lives. Build families rooted in love. Build careers with integrity. Build communities where people feel seen and valued. Build opportunities not only for yourselves, but for those who come after you. Discover your purpose. Embrace your talents. Work on them every day. Set high expectations for yourself and commit to meeting them. When you do, you will inspire others, not just by what you achieve, but by who you become. During my time at NVHS, serving you has been one of my greatest gifts. I have always believed this should be a place where every student feels seen, supported, and capable of success. And today, as you walk this stage, my hope is simple, that you leave believing in your future and knowing you have the strength and the voice to shape it. Know your worth. Not everyone will support you. Some may even try to hold you back. Stay focused. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Growth will require you to step outside of your comfort zone, but that's where your future begins. And as you move forward, treat others with dignity, respect, and lead with kindness. It will open more doors than you can imagine. Class of 2026, go forward, claim your success, and never forget that it was yours to begin with. Congratulations. It's been an honor to serve you.
I love that horn. Each graduate, first of all, thank you, Ms. Tovar. Each graduate here today is bright, dedicated, passionate about their futures. Many have overcome challenges to arrive at this special moment today. We are grateful to bear witness to your journey and to cheer you on as you pursue your goals and dreams. And now we invite 4 of our graduates to the stage to share their stories of growth and words of inspiration. Eve Watts, please come up. Emiliano Armenta Espinoza, please come up. Marlene Zaragoza, please come up. And Marlene will deliver her speech in both English and Spanish. And Dana Castro Bautista, please come up.
Our first student speaker is Eve Watts.
Good afternoon. Hello, faculty, families, friends, and graduates of 2026. I want to start off by everyone taking a deep breath together. I'm nervous. Okay, now that we've done that, class of 2026, we made it. Through the struggles and the hard trajectories in life you walked through to get where you are today, they paid off. I want to acknowledge 2 people I feel made some of the biggest impacts on me throughout my 4 years of school. But what seems like forever years of high school, my mom and my best friend, Yuretsi. Oftentimes I thought about not continuing and just giving up on high school in general, which when initially coming to New Valley, I hadn't expected to be happy about my next steps and where I would be in life. I was disappointed in where I was. I felt as though I gave up on my mom and those who showed they cared more about my education than I did at the time. due to grieving and life. I plan to go to New Valley and be quiet, finish my credits, do dual enrollment, and not talk to anyone and stay to myself. That was the plan based on what I had heard about New Valley before coming. Now, that was my plan, but Kudo and Siegel didn't allow that plan to take its course. I shortly realized in senior year how much it meant to me. School was never something that was so stressful. It was never hard to get up for school at New Valley. It was quiet, and it gave me a space and time to go to school and go slower at my pace at my work and do at the maximum effort. Going back to what I said, when coming to New Valley, I wasn't happy where I was at. I thought all my hard work and dedication I had applied in the 3 years at MEX had gone to complete waste. The tears, the long nights, the dedication I had gave, I felt no one could see due to the 3 low grades I had gotten and received through the course of my 3 years of time at MEX that had placed me at New Valley. It belittled me in every way. Everything I went through to get my associate's degree felt like it was being taken away from me. But New Valley let me continue to thrive. Today I'll graduate with more than 230 credits, and I'll be finishing with my associate's degree in the fall in hopes of progressing in my RDMS career. I'm grateful for the space New Valley has given to me. I also gained my 4 funniest, prettiest, and most caring one-of-a-kind groups of friends, and I call women. I call my close friends Miss Jessica, Bianca, and my favorite twins, Marlene and Ashley. You are all my favorite things I gained from New Valley, other than my education dream, not ending where I thought it would be when I initially had came here. To my favorite group of staff, I'm going to name you all because you deserve to be recognized. And not in my orderly fashion of favorites or nothing, but this is the order. The biggest, literally, Kudo, Yama, Boleto, Reina, Kalar, Shay, Siegel, Toby, Carlos, Robin, Gabby, and Tovar. Thank you. Congratulations to class of 2026.
Our next student speaker, Emiliano Armenta Espinosa.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we all sit here today, getting ready for what's to come after graduation, whether it's work or college or whatever path any of us take, we should always remember to never take the chances and opportunities that we are offered for granted. We often wish and hope to have these chances and opportunities, yet when we do get them and they're right there in front of us, we either hesitate and wait too long to take them and we completely miss them, or we just won't take them at all. And it honestly sucks because there's a lot of growth and positive gain that we could all get if we were just open enough to really take advantage of this. And this is something that I really struggled with when I first got to New Valley. My second chance and new opportunity was at New Valley, but the mindset that I had at the time when I got there was really ruining that chance for me, and I had been taking it for granted because I was doing a lot of knuckleheaded things at that time, and it was all because I didn't really know who I was or who I wanted to be, and I felt like I had to prove something to people that I didn't know. In that same time period, my ego had gotten very inflated because of the validation that I felt that it brought me from doing these things. And this led to me portraying myself in a way that wasn't authentic to who I really am as a person. I was really concerned over people seeing me as weak and inferior to others, and that just led me to be more hot-headed and closed off to socializing than I already was. This limited my opportunities and friendships. And I had heard a lot of things about New Valley, and it sounded like a place that I didn't want to be. And after I first got there, I saw it was the complete opposite. The new environment felt like a breath of fresh air, and with that breath of fresh air came opportunities. It wasn't overnight, but over time, I slowly began taking advantage of the opportunities that I was offered. And I began taking in the advice that I would be given instead of just letting it go in one ear and out the other. As time passed and I took in more advice, I began to change my demeanor and how I'd react to situations in a new way. That didn't turn into a contest of ego and pride, but I wouldn't have been able to change like that if it wasn't for Ms. Kudo, who always gave students an energetic welcome to the school day, and her multicultural lit class, where the books we read and wrote about taught me something more valuable than only reading and writing, which always made that class something to look forward to in the mornings. And she always kept it real, and she never sugarcoated anything when I would go to her for advice. And another person that it really wouldn't have been possible to have made that growth without is my sister Daniela, who always listened to me about everything that I had going on in my head while I was going through some of my lowest points this past year, who helped me learn to sit with and face what I was going through mentally instead of just sulking in it and digging a deeper hole to climb out of. And if I had to give out any advice, my advice would be that if you're not failing, you aren't growing. So don't be hesitant to take those chances and opportunities, because even if you fail, you still learn from the experience and create an opportunity for yourself to grow.
Thank you. Our next student speaker is Marlene Zaragoza.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is a very special day, and before I move forward into the next chapter of my life, I want to take a moment and thank the people who helped me get here. First, I want to thank all my teachers and school staff. Your patience, encouragement, and hard work have made such a difference in my life. You didn't just teach lessons from books, you taught us responsibility, confidence, and how to keep going when things got hard. School was not always easy for me. There was always times I felt overwhelmed, unmotivated, and even unsure if I could make it through. Some days were harder than others, and at times I wanted to give up. But I kept pushing forward, and today I can finally say all that hard work paid off. Looking back now, I'm proud of myself for not quitting, even during the toughest moments. I'm glad I was able to grow, make a difference, and prove to myself I was capable and more than I thought. There was also a time where I struggled so much I didn't make it back to school. My advisor and school staff fought for me and gave me another chance when I really needed it. Instead of giving up on me, they supported me and believed in me, helped me guide myself back to the right path. I will always be grateful for their patience, care, and willingness to help me continue my education and work towards this moment today. I especially want to thank Tovar, Gabby, Robin Bermudez, Toby, Carlos, Boleto, Cabrera, Portillo, Kalar, Shay, Ray, and Kudo. Each of you has supported me in different ways, whether through advice, motivation, kindness, or simply believing me when I needed it the most. To my friends, Bianca, Jessica, and Eve, thank you for the memories, the laughs, the support, and for standing by me through school. Nothing would be the same without you all, and I'm so grateful for our friendship. To my sisters, thank you for always being there for me, for cheering me on, and for helping me become the person I am today. Your love and support means more than I can put into words. To my family, thank you for your consistent love, encouragement, and support throughout my journey, whether it was helping me through difficult times, celebrating my successes, or simply believing in me. You have all played an important role in my life. I am grateful to have you, such caring people by my side. And most importantly, to my mother, thank you for everything. Thank you for your sacrifices, your love, your strength, and for never giving up on me. You always pushed me to do my best and reminded me to believe in myself even when I doubted it. None of this would have been possible without you, and I hope today makes you really proud. But if I could give you any advice, I'd tell you to keep pushing forward when times get hard, because at the end of every tunnel, there's always light. You just have to believe in yourself and make it possible. But as we all move forward, I know we'll all take different paths, and I'll always remember the people who helped shape my journey. Thank you all for being part of my story, and congratulations to everybody. Thank you.
And our last student speaker is Daina Castro Bautista.
Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, and families. I hope each of you is doing well. First of all, I'd like to thank each of you for being so kind and welcoming to me ever since I've been at this school. There were times that I couldn't do things on my own. I was able to receive that help that I needed, and I'm grateful for that. I may be leaving, but I'll never forget those kind gestures from each of you and the treatment I received. I'm beyond both thankful and grateful for Kudo, Shay, Valeto, Carlos, and many more. A lot of us have been waiting for this moment. I personally waited patiently, but now that this is happening, I'm feeling so many emotions at once. But I'm ready to start a new chapter in my life. Now it's the moment when we all go our separate ways and we may or may not cross paths with each other again. But we go into the world trying to find ourselves, our passions, and what we're going to be dealing with as we're entering into adulthood. There's a significant change that is going to happen after graduation. A lot of us might go to college, while others might start working. I feel excited and nervous, but I know everything will come out good for each and every one of us, including myself. Regardless if I ever cross paths with any of you or not, I still want to wish each of you the best and hope that you all achieve all the goals that you set for yourself, and that you are all able to do all the things that your hearts desire. These 4 years were never easy as I encountered challenges that got in my way many times, but I was able to overcome those barriers. I struggled to adapt and adjust to changes that happened suddenly. My journey was complicated because I didn't know what I wanted. I never really thought I'll get this far in life, but I did. It took me a while to figure out what I was going to do with my life and where life was going to lead me to. I figured out what I wanted to do when I got accepted into SBCTE and I was in the cybersecurity program during my junior year. By the end of the year, I had found my passion, and then the realization hit me. That was exactly what I wanted to do and what I genuinely wanted to learn about. I learned throughout these 4 years that your future depends on you and nobody else, because what people say or think about you doesn't define who you are. As someone who felt clueless, lost, and thought that I'll never find the right direction, I can say that I made it to the finish line, even when I doubted myself so many times. I was consistent even when things felt pointless. I became resilient by encouraging myself, by learning to adapt and snap back when things didn't come out the way I expected. Overall, I learned that life is unpredictable, and if life offers you an opportunity, don't take it for granted, because you never get the same opportunities in life again. Take the risk, because life can take a different direction at any time when you least expect it. In life, we're meant to make mistakes and learn from them. Everyone has flaws. Nobody's meant to be perfect, but instead we are led into growth throughout time. I learned as I got older that you outgrow many things and that nothing is forever. Mostly, it's temporary. As I'm closing this chapter of my life, I will be starting a new chapter in my life by going to college. Being the first generation in my family, the weight falls heavily on me because I have to work twice as hard. Being a first generation also means you can't risk the chance of failure, but instead, you feel that pressure that everything you do has to come out perfectly. If you don't get it right, then you keep trying until you see everything fall into its place. As I got older, I realized that everything takes time, and it will come out in the perfect timing, not when we want to, because life has to teach you lessons and for you to learn and grow as a person throughout the experiences that you end up dealing with. I feel like I made a huge accomplishment by graduating, even when I doubted myself so many times. Graduating is a symbol of honor to my parents, since they encouraged me to keep going when there were times I felt like I could no longer continue. My parents taught me to work hard, sacrifice, put in time, put in effort, and overall put my mind into whatever I look forward to achieving. If you want something, you have to work for it. You cannot expect it to be handed to you. A lot of us don't have the same opportunities as others, as we have to work twice as hard to achieve it, because not everyone has the same possibilities in life. We're like seeds. By this, I mean we're the seeds that our parents and loved ones plant, and they can water us by giving us advice, influencing us, and making us go into the right path in life. But something could get in the way at any time, and that challenge will influence the path that we take. Either we continue trying until things come out good, or we give up and just do our own thing. To some of us, life got in our way, and for some of us, we got in our own way. But like seeds, we, even in the darkness, we find the light that takes us to the right direction. I just want all of you to remember that even when things aren't going your way, it takes time. And when your time comes, you will see how those goals you set for yourself start to bloom, and you see that life does get better after all. They always say leave the best for last. Therefore, this last part of my speech is for my parents. A mis padres que llegaron sin nada y me lo dieron todo. Este día no solo se trata de mí, sino también de ustedes. Nunca lo he mencionado, pero estoy muy orgullosa y agradecida por todo lo que han hecho por mí. Gracias por toda la paciencia que han tenido conmigo, incluso cuando ni yo misma me entiendo. A mi padre que siempre me dice que siga adelante y con la mirada en alto. A mi madre que siempre me dice que está orgullosa de mí, que nunca me rinda, aun cuando sienta que estoy perdida. No estaría aquí si no fuera por ustedes. Mi vida entera no alcanzaría para pagar todo lo que han hecho por mí, pero el mejor regalo que me ha dado la vida es tener unos padres de los que me sienta tan orgullosa de ser hija. Sé que no ha sido fácil, pero todos mis logros se los debo a ustedes, que me inspiran a seguir adelante, aun cuando las cosas se compliquen en el camino. De ustedes aprendí que si uno se lo propone, se puede, y que trabajar duro siempre tiene su recompensa. Si hoy soy alguien, es gracias a ustedes. Aunque la vida me lleve lejos, pasen los años y cambien muchas cosas, siempre voy a ser la hija que fue sostenida por sus padres para aprender a caminar. Siempre llevaré un pedazo de ustedes para recordarme que nunca debo rendirme. Este triunfo lleva mi nombre, pero tiene el corazón de ustedes. Más allá de las palabras, lo que realmente me define son sus valores y su ejemplo. Gracias por ser la brújula que guía mi camino. Los amo mucho. Gracias. Thank you.
Gracias a nuestros estudiantes oradores. Thank you to our inspiring student speakers. It takes a lot of courage to come up here and do this. Thank you so much. Este año, 9 organizaciones han ofrecido 19 becas por un total de $31,800 en becas a graduados de New Valley. Con este apoyo financiero, nuestros graduados estarán en colegios comunitarios y programas técnicos después de la escuela secundaria. This year, 9 organizations have awarded 19 scholarships for a total of $31,800 to graduates of New Valley. Congratulations. With this financial support, our graduates will attend college or training programs after high school. At this time, would our scholarship donors please be seated on stage? Scholarship donors, please stand next to the recipient as I read the name of the scholarship. Receiving the Beverly Molina Award for Resiliency and Empowerment, Candy Rivera. Receiving the Marilyn Ray Scholarship, Andy Cifuentes. Receiving the second annual Pay It Forward Creighton Lane Scholarship at New Valley, Jessica Hernandez. Receiving the CTE Pathway Scholarship, Christine Acosta. Receiving the Knight of Honor, who is dedicated to his studies and U Valley community, Mario Hernandez. Receiving the Santa Clara Kiwanis Turnaround Chuck Morton Scholarship, Eve Watts. Receiving the Educational Scholarship Council Scholarship, Sydney Hansen. Receiving the Educational Scholarship Council Scholarship, Giselle Villanueva Gonzalez. Receiving the Santa Clara Rotary, the Skooma Aska Principal Award for Overall Excellence in Academic Performance, Citizenship, and Leadership, and the Santa Clara School Foundation, Miranda Escalente. Receiving the Mission City Federal Credit Union and Educational Scholarship Council Scholarship, Federal Credit Union, I apologize, Charlize Phillips. Receiving the United Teachers of Santa Clara and the Educational Scholarship Council, Kimberly Madrigal. And finally, receiving the Santa Clara Mission City Community Fund, the Educational Scholarship Council, the Santa Clara Schools Foundation, and the Santa Clara Rotary, Dana Castro Bautista. Thank you, presenters. I would like to bring up Mr. Luis Colone.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Luis Calonge, and I am honored to be here today to present the State Sealed by Literacy Award. This award is issued by the State Superintendent of Public Instruction, recognizing graduate seniors who have achieved a high level of proficiency in speaking, reading, and writing in one or more languages in addition to English. Ultimately, this demonstrates that they are biliterate or multiliterate by the time they graduate high school. The Seal of Biliteracy also provides colleges and employers with a way to recognize these valuable language skills, which reflect not only linguistic ability, but also dedication, perseverance, and a deep appreciation for cultural diversity and communication across communities. It is my privilege to present this outstanding award to Caden Gonzalez.
I'd also like you to know that on Caden's diploma from the state is a beautiful seal to dignify her seal of biliteracy. So thank you. Thank you again to these foundations for awarding scholarships to our knights. Please stay following the ceremony to take photos with our scholarship winners and meet their families. Thank you so much. And now we proudly present our graduating seniors. New Valley's class of 2026. Will the first row of graduates please stand? After you receive your diploma, please remain on the stage for a photograph. First row, please stand.
Christine Isabela Acosta Orozco. Camila Alcala Moreno. J. Alexi Aquino Tovar. Rodrigo Alfonso Aranguiz Tovar. Teddy Arellano. Emiliano David Armenta Espinosa. Giovanni Carranza Magana. Dana Jamileth Castro Bautista. Elias Capone Ceniceros. Tomás Cruz Jiménez. Alexis Romeo Cuevas Briceño. Miranda Escalante. Natalie Hennessy Fernandez Arcega. Aaron Fernandez Jr. Nathaniel Joel Casilla Galvan. Ariana Isabela Gomez. Caden Rosario Gonzalez. Matthew John Gonzalez. Donna Elizabeth Gonzalez Carranza. Sydney Adriana Hansen. Mario Antonio Hernandez. John Emir Hernandez Ruiz. Jessica Paola Hernandez Serrano Jr. Kimberly Belinda Madrigal Hernandez.
You guys ready? Matthew Edron Menchaca. Andreina Nevea Mendez. Jorge Oregel Achalco. Charlize Tehani Levi Phillips. Destiny María Razón Salgado. Jace Regnier. Rosa Liliana Reyes Pérez. Darlene Valentina Rivas. Candy Rebecca Rivera. Cristina Denise Romero Hernández. Rubén Antonio Ruiz. Giselle Marie Save. Matthew Alexander Scrofani. Andy Cifuentes. Ikrar Virk. Anthony Christopher Smith. Brandon Ariel Suárez. Victor Robert Treviño. Christopher Olaf Vargas Pérez. Emily Vargas Vázquez. Giselle Caitlin Villanueva González. Andrew Wallingford. Eve Kamaya Watts. Marlene Zaragoza Torres.
Congratulations, New Valley Knights, class of 2026. Graduates, following the ceremony, you may pick up your diploma and any scholarship awards from Miss Claudia. Miss Claudia, where are you? Right over here. So make sure to see Miss Claudia before you leave. And now, graduates, listen carefully to this. Will you please stand and face your loved ones? So stand and turn to the audience. All right. One more step. One. We're not quite done. Okay. We're not quite done. One more step. We must have a little bit more quiet. Here's the most important part. Would you please move your tassel to the left side of your cap? Nicely done. By the power invested in me by the state of California and the Santa Clara Unified School District Board of Trustees and the superintendent, it is my honor to announce that you are now graduates of New Valley High School, class of 2026. And parents, this is now time. Graduates, go and find your parents and give them a big hug. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here.